morning. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Although this lamp doesn't look straight to you in this here camera, it is actually straight. I don't know why it looks like that. The camera is, I do have the camera tipped down at an angle. Much more flattering to tip down from above than the other way round. As you learn from your errors in YouTube in the early days. But I digress. We are here today to talk about fun, and I am resurrecting, or not resurrecting, continuing I guess I should say, my alphabet series which I started last year. There is a playlist, I will pop it up here for you, or whichever side it is anyway, I will pop it up there for you if you want to go back and look at the other videos in the series thus far. And we have got to the letter F, and I am going to talk about fun. In the alphabet videos I generally just talk about a subject with the corresponding letter of the alphabet that we're up to that is on my mind or something I've been thinking about. They're generally just more chatty videos around particular subjects that are relevant to me or pertinent to me at the time that I'm making the videos. Side note, if anybody can think of something that I could talk about that begins with G for the next one, do let me know in the comments if there's any burning issues you want me to talk about. But yeah, I wanted to talk about fun today. So I feel like as we get older, there's less opportunities for fun in our lives. And I think what's made me think about that is William having been home this summer. This is my son who's 19, who's at university, and he's been home for the summer, and I just watched the way he lives his life. And when you don't have the weight, and I don't know if I'm using the right word there, when you don't have the weight of work and responsibilities and all the other day-to-days, running the house and all the other day-to-day stuff, there's an awful lot more opportunity for fun, isn't there? And for spontaneity, I guess, as well, and to do things that just are a bit more fun. And I feel like Ashley and I have lost our way a little bit when it comes to fun. This is a subject that I touched upon in, I think I made a video about empty nest syndrome last year, possibly. If I can find it, I will link it. But I touched upon this a little bit, and it is something that's been on my mind throughout the last year. And now as we look at William going back to university for his second year, he's going away again this weekend, I feel like we need to inject more fun into our lives. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, I have a terrible life and all I ever do is work and blah, blah. But there is an awful lot of that, and so often weekends can slip by, and I'll look back and someone will say to me, oh, did you have a nice weekend? I go, oh yeah, we did have a nice weekend. What did you do? And I think, well, I did quite a lot of work, and Ashley did the garden and some DIY jobs that needed doing, and we haven't actually done anything that's fun. I think as well, something that you become aware of as you get older is how fast life is racing by. Somebody said in my comments only recently that, I think she was 64 or 65, and said, you know, you look back and life just does go by so fast. You've got to treasure it, and you've got to make the most of it. And I find myself bouncing around, I find myself wanting to fill every single minute and not filling it necessarily with the stuff that I find it difficult to prioritise fun, is what I'm trying to say. It is something that I really struggle to prioritise and gets pushed down the list. And when I look back at I have lovely holidays, and one of the things we work very hard for is that we really enjoy our holidays, we like them, we like to travel, and that is something that we always treasure. But in between those times, I feel like there should be more fun in our lives. So I have made a plan. You will not be surprised to know that I have made a plan for a little bit more fun in mine and Ashley's life. I'm not very good at spontaneity. I'm not very good at doing things off the cuff. I like things to be planned in advance. I think one of the plus sides of planning things in advance is that you get the anticipation and the looking forward to, and all that sort of, that is sometimes, particularly with holidays as well, I find that the anticipation and the planning and the build up to it is almost as exciting as the holiday itself. It's an integral part of the enjoyment for me. So when it came to fun, I decided that I was going to go with planning fun and timetabling it and all that stuff. I am a control freak, I am a Virgo, I am that controlly, list making, planning, prepping type person. And so I decided to have a plan of attack, and the first thing that I decided to, this is something that I'm resurrecting from before. Ashley and I started this about a year ago, and then it just tailed off, and this was to have a regular film night. And we have started this over the last month. It's been going about a month now, and we generally do it on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night is film night, and it's quite an interesting one because Ashley and I do not like the same type of films. He loves sci-fi, he likes horror. I can't stand sci-fi. I really don't very much enjoy horror. I like a good rom-com. He can't stand those. I like a period drama. He's not over keen on those. However, all that having been said, we have found films that we like. It just takes a bit more effort. So planning those in advance is starting to work well. And we have, if we can't agree a film that we're going to watch, we take it in turns to choose 2 films that we'd like to watch, send them to the other person. We generally do it by email as well. We don't actually discuss this, but it works for us. You know, it just does work for us. So one of us will choose the 2 films and send them to the other one, and the other one will choose which of the 2 films to watch. So you get a little bit of choice even though it's not your genre, and it does make you watch films that you maybe necessarily wouldn't. We're watching some classics as well. We watched Easy Rider last week, which is an interesting film. Not quite sure how that got to be a classic, but hey ho, I've watched it now. So yeah, regular film nights are something that we've instigated again. And one week we watched the Angry Birds movie, which was really funny. Ashley went to sleep through that one actually, but it is quite fun to have a regular film night, and we are enjoying doing that. We couldn't do it on Wednesday this week, so we did it on Monday. So it's just about a bit of planning, because if it comes to film night and we go, oh, should we watch a film? I don't know what to watch. He wants to watch that, I want to watch that. So it's just about the planning in advance and making us do it for that. The next thing that I wanted to do was getting out of the house a bit more. As you know, I work at home, and so I spend an awful lot of time at home, and then at weekends Ashley wants to spend time at home because he's been out at the office all week. So we have to have a bit of a compromise with that. So I thought every weekend we'll have an outing of some description to go and do something that is not in the house. I mean, we live in a beautiful county, Devon, down in the southwest of the UK, and there are so many opportunities for touristy places to, not touristy, that's the wrong, tourist attractions, beautiful gardens and countryside places and stately homes and loads of that sort of thing to visit in our local area within probably a 30-40 mile radius. And I've made a list, yes, another list of all of the things that I thought we might enjoy doing and the places that we might enjoy going to. And we had our first of these types of outings to a garden called Stone Lane Gardens on Dartmoor last weekend, and it was just absolutely lovely. There was not another soul there, and we wandered around. It was just really lovely and peaceful and completely off the beaten track, not somewhere we would have gone past. So it was somewhere that I'd actually had to search for and find, and it was just such a lovely spot, and we both really enjoyed it. So yeah, the idea of that is just to do something together every weekend, to connect and spend some time doing something nice, not in the house, not related to work, something where we both get out and it forces us to talk to each other. Not that we don't talk to each other, but you can so easily become stuck in the rut, can't you, where you only talk about what's on the news or what's going on in the house or what needs doing or that sort of stuff. It just, we need to force ourselves to get out to do that, if that makes sense. The next thing on my list is board game evenings. I'm going to have to talk Ashley into this because he thinks he doesn't like board games, but I'm pretty sure that with a bit of gentle persuasion, he would get into it. We play Mancala a lot. Actually, that's not true. We used to play Mancala a lot. Ashley and I are both incredibly competitive. Sure you're not surprised by this. We had years and years ago, how long ago would it have been? Around the time that William was born, so early 2000s, we got one of those. It was that Christmas that those plug and play TV games were really popular. We got a Tetris plug and play TV game, and Ashley and I got so competitive with it that we were up till all hours of the night. We actually had to get rid of it in the end because we were so competitive and we couldn't stop trying to beat each other. Absolutely ridiculous. So perhaps I shouldn't have put board game evenings on my fun list, but I really enjoy a board game, and I think it would make a change from sitting in front of blooming Netflix every evening. And it wouldn't be going out to eat or drink, because those things, nice as they are, they're not the healthiest, are they? I mean, that is probably our hobby, is going out to eat or going to the pub. But you can't do that all the time. So, you know, something a little healthier. So I've been looking up board games for 2 people, and I found a couple that I think we might enjoy. I think I was talking about Mancala just now, wasn't I? Which is what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but they will come to me in a minute. But Mancala is a game basically with a wooden board and marbles, and we played that a lot, so I might resurrect that again. We used to play it a lot, and Will plays it as well, and we used to really enjoy that. But so I'm going to look into some board games, and I will let you know how I get on with that, because I think persuading Mr. Matthews on that one might be a bit challenging, but we shall see. But something we do enjoy along those lines is jigsaws, and I don't know how this happened. I do know how it happened, actually. I quite often buy jigsaws to sell on eBay. And sometimes I do them first if I think it will sell better with a picture of the jigsaw made, which is sometimes the case. And so I would do the jigsaws before I listed them on eBay. And I discovered that Ashley quite likes doing jigsaws. He would come in from work of an evening and see me doing a jigsaw and get involved as well. And so I thought it would be fun to actually get some jigsaws to do for pleasure. And that's something else we could do together. So yeah, that's another idea on my list. So that's all the things on my list. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you do for fun? Have you got any recommendations of things that we could do? Certainly don't want to do anything sporty. That's not my type of thing at all. Or Ashley's, if I'm honest. So that wouldn't be for us. But the other thing that I wanted to say as well is that it doesn't have to be big things of a weekend if we've got lots of other stuff on. Just getting out for a walk in, you know, on Dartmoor, or we've got a couple of local walks that are really, really nice that only take 5 or 10 minutes to drive to, so they are good. But yeah, it doesn't have to be big, massive things, but it does have to be, I think we do have to make a bit of effort to do things, whether they're big or small, because we really have got into a rut where we don't do a lot. And so far I'm enjoying the fun experiment, as I am calling it. Anyway, I think that's it. I've rambled on about fun for long enough. Let me know in the comments what you guys do for fun, and anything else you can think of that I could add to my list for more fun activities. I'm going away for a couple of weeks. I am planning that there will be videos, but if they're a bit late or not on the right day, I apologise in advance. And I will see you again when I get back. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.